Good morning, this is Zachary from Zachary Sweeps. I'm just doing this quick video on this Yeoman's wood burning stove. It's one of the old school ones. They're fantastic. I really love them. Villager do a very similar model to these as well. As you can see, the customer's got a couple of thermometers on the collar. The reason being he's got them on the collar and not 3/4 of the way up the pipe is because it's a stainless steel pipe. I don't know if some people, because I hear this a lot, that people say, oh, you should put them 3/4 of the way up the chimney pipe, but that's great if it's not stainless steel, but you have to get the ones that are stainless steel. But if not, the collar's fine. Stick them on the collar. Obviously don't put them on top of the actual appliance, or on the sides and things like that, because on the sides you can't see them or anything. The other thing I will say about this particular appliance here, that basically what it is that the gasket rope's going to need replacing at some point. So what I'd advise the customer is, well, what I'm going to advise the customer to do is get the gasket rope replaced at some point. It's probably looking like it's going to be needing to be done very shortly. This side it is wearing away a little bit, but it will probably last a little bit more. But as you're aware that if once the gasket rope gets too thin, they start to sort of seep in a bit of air. Also, it's always very important to have an inch or 2 inches of ash on the bottom of your appliance. As you can see, what I've done is I've packed it down, but you can see how deep I've gone on it. But that's really what my torch's got all soot on it. So basically you want a nice thick ash bed in these. These are specifically designed to have an ash bed in them, so make sure that you always have a nice thick ash bed in them. Let me just tidy that up. I always use the back end of my brush because it's very, well, that makes them look very nice. And if you do it all nice and smooth like that, basically what will happen is if you keep doing that every time you're having your fires, you can end up with a nice big thick ash bed in there. And what that will do is basically it will go rock hard, and then it won't move about. When you open the doors, you won't get any dust coming into the room or anything like that. It's just a little bit of dust on that top bit. I'll just hoover that a little bit off there at the moment. Just check the baffle plate, make sure everything's all right. As you can see, there's just a little bit water marking on the baffle plate there, but the baffle plate itself is all in very good condition. All it is that this chimney is very cold. So I'm going to recommend to the customer that he watches one of my videos on YouTube and do exactly what that I do on YouTube to get this wood burner to work, because I can imagine if he just has a normal fire in this one, that what's going to happen is he's just going to end up with loads of smoke coming back into the room. So what I'm going to advise him is to pack it up with loads and loads of paper, and then just shut the doors, open the vents, let that roar away, dry the chimney out, and then have your fires after that. But yeah, keep that ash bed in there. Don't listen to other people. I hear comments all the time about, oh, you shouldn't have ash in the bottom of your fireplace. Well, if you didn't have ash in the bottom of this fireplace, it'd be straight onto metal, and there'd be no protection for the metal, for the cast iron, and there'd be no insulation for the fire. So what you'll find is the thicker the ash bed is on these appliances, the slower the wood will burn. But if you empty the ash out all the time, what you'll find is that you'll be going through your wood like there's no tomorrow. So the other thing I was going to point out, this has got an inspection hatch up here. I'll just quickly show you. Literally just up here, up the side around here, you can put your hand around. I'm not going to open it up, but if you go around the sides, you can actually see that they're clipped there. You unclip that, and then as you can see, there's an inspection hatch just on the side here. You can access it through that way. But personally, unless these are bolted in and they've got like some sort of like connected to your water supply, I'd strongly recommend that you don't sweep them through the inspection hatch. What you want to be doing is you want to be taking the baffle plate out, and the reason being is if you do it from there, you can get the hoover down on top of the baffle plate and hoover it all out. But the other thing about it is that you might not get all of it out, and you don't want to have a chimney fire on top of that baffle plate because you won't be aware of it because you'll think that the fire's going nicely, and then you'll think, oh, this is roaring away, but it might be roaring away on top of that baffle plate. So if you've got an inspection hatch up on the pipe and you've got a baffle plate that comes off, sweep it from the baffle plate. That is the best way to do it. But as I said, apart from that, this Yeoman is in excellent condition. The customer's got the thermometers on top of the collar, which are great, so he knows exactly what temperature to burn. And when it's too hot or too cold, remember, if it's too cold, it's going to tar up very quickly. If it's too hot, it's going to start twisting all the mechanisms inside the appliance. But apart from the gasket rope, everything looks in fantastic order. It will downdraft if he doesn't fill it up with loads of paper at the beginning. Don't listen to anybody else as well that says, oh, if you put paper in it, it's not good for it. People have been putting paper in wood burners since they've been invented, and they've been fine. It's all these modern things now that have come out, like firelighters and things like that, would be absolutely no good for this at all. You need a big flame very quickly to dry out the whole pipe. Can you imagine how cold that pipe is? Put your hand on that before you actually have your fire, and you'll feel how cold that pipe is. It's freezing cold. You try and light a normal fire in there with a couple of firelighters. It is not going to draw. So pack it with paper, and I mean really pack it with paper. Light it, shut the doors, open the vents, let it roar up there. It'll dry that chimney up really quickly, and then it'll be ready to go. You won't have to do it every time you're having a fire. It's just at the beginning, and because the weather's so bad at the moment, I'm having so many people get in touch with me and saying my chimney's down drafting, I'm not getting the draw that I normally get, and it's just down to the weather. That is all it is. It's just down to the weather. Hopefully this will help you in your quest of having great fires. Have a lovely day from Zachary Sweet.